Well, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Let me just change our music. And to begin, we're going to start standing today. So let's rise on up. One of my favorite ways to start class, we're going to step a little bit wider than our hips width distance. Yeah, you're probably perfect there. And then lift your left heel. Take a little tiny swing around the right side. Lift your right heel and swing around the left. And a good point to make before we begin is you'll see how I have the two mats, just so that you can always see me. I'll try to turn every which way so you can see the postures. So we're going to begin with a little Tai Chi inspired workout. Feeling soft and supple, your eyes down, as if you're seeing this little circle your fingertips are making. And as we connect with our breath, we're thinking about ragdoll arms. Breathing in some revitalizing, renewing energy. And exhaling, letting anything that's no longer serving us just sling right off our fingertips. We're going to take 2 more breaths in like that. In the beginning, I recommend in through nose. Open mouth, big sigh, exhalation. Especially in the morning, that helps us get rid of that stale, stagnant energy. One more like that, big breath. And a full big sigh of relief exhalation, knowing we've arrived on our breaths. Softening and slowing, but not forcing, just slowing down gently. And then as we step a little wider, if you wouldn't mind, right off your mat, as long as you feel good or you can turn sideways. We're going to squat down just a tad and soften our arms in between our thighs. Think of a little ball of energy in between your palms and just press it softly to the right and the left. And same here, we'll take our eye gaze to follow this little energy trail we're creating. Big breath in one way and out the other way. When you feel cleared of any of that nighttime energy, you can start to breathe in and out through your nose, through class. You get warm internally, you can open your mouth and exhale anytime to let go of a little bit of that heat. And we're going to take our little energy ball a bit up and then down, up and then down. So knowing that there's no wrong way to move here. All through class, we'll move intuitively, just like a little aura, a little bubble around us of this beautiful energy. Side lunging, breathing into inner and outer thighs. And then try to carve your little energy circle into a new place that you haven't reached your energy ball yet. We're going to take 2 more big breaths in, sending it all around. Last big breath in and out. And when you're finished with that exhalation, come back into the center softly again. Back of right hand, big shoulder circle. Back of left hand, big shoulder circle into those side lunges. Let's try to breathe in one circle and breathe out the other circle. Softening through all 10 toes. I like to try to lift them in the beginning of class. Testing our balance a little, pulling our toes towards our shins, and then liberating them as they softly re-land, webbing spread wide. Twice more like this, soft and gentle in shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingers. Last one. Coming together with your feet. Step, toe, heel, come right to the top of your mat. Take a big breath in, extended mountain pose. Eyes to fingertips. Float to the floor into forward fold, knees as bent as you enjoy. In the beginning here, being kind to our hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingers slide up your shins. Top of head tugs away from tail. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg takes a long lunge back. Just wiggle your foot back as far as it feels comfy, and then drop your right knee. Sending hips down a smidge, and then re-lift that right leg. Push back through your calf. Dropping down, noticing and breathing into front of right hip. Rising and breathing through the back of your right leg. Twice more like this. Soft landing, look forward. Exhale, as you rise through right here this time, look up towards your belly. Inhale, eyes forward. Exhale, let's hold the higher lunge and softly straighten your left leg, just to a degree that we feel a hamstring stretch there. Nice. Love those fingers. We're going to try to pull our finger pads towards one another, like you're holding a tennis ball in your palm to warm up your wrists. Beautiful. One more breath. Let's rebend left knee, land right, and find a tabletop, making palms flat underneath our shoulders And tucking all 10 toes under for a bottom of foot stretch. Let's take it for a circle. Around the corner here, drawing navel up and in like it's kissing your spine. And circle several times in one direction, beginning to breathe into our wrists, finger knuckles, our shoulder joints. Switching direction, really flat and strong through belly, supported in low back. And as we brace our abdominals through clasp for safety, we breathe into them, trying to float them open still. Coming back to center, a quick flip of palms up, fingers faced. Yeah, if that feels good, we can do both. Once your fingers face your knees, we're gonna try to make a little fist here. Push your thumb on the middle finger if possible, and then softly open. Now, if we lean right forward a little bit, it usually feels less intense. If you lean back, you get more stretch. So decide where you'd like to be. 2 more, little fist. Still breathing here, trying to soften facial features. Little fist. And flare open, very softly coming back. And if you need to, take a little figure 8 stretch if you're feeling sore or tender in your wrists. When they feel nice, come on back. Stepping forward to forward fold, take a little stroll to the tip top of your mat again. Roll to rise, extended mountain pose, lifting and lengthening. Inhaling as much as you can. Take a little extra sip at the top and then pass back down. Exhale through. Forward fold. Inhaling to halfway lift. Shoulders away from sits bones. Re-release when you're ready to exhale. Your speed with your breath. Left leg lunges back. Give it a little wiggle wiggle to get really far back there. And then drop your knee. Just gently breathing into front of left hip. Rise up. Pushing back through your left heel. Feel your calf warm up. One more like that. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's add some eyes for bigger chests here. We're gonna rise, eyes forward. Open your collarbones to a smile, beautiful. And then as you elevate, tuck your chin towards your chest for a baby cat pose. Inhale, little baby cow pose. Exhale. Let's keep our back leg lifted, straightening right knee just softly, kindly and compassionately, breathing into our front hamstring. We're gonna try to make those little suction cuppy fingers again, pulling the finger pads towards one another, yes. So that way, instead of splaying the joints, our joints bend and we get really strong in our wrists. One more breath. Let's release on down. Knees come down side by side. When we find our tabletop, wrists are flat and strong. Exhale up to the sky in a big cat. And take a moment here to maybe rock around, explore by pushing out through your ribs, wagging your tail or shifting forward and back. Feeling ready to move on, drop navel down, tail on top of head high. Same thing, just pause for a moment and explore. Check in with your outer hips. Bend your elbows, sway through your neck. Move your eyes for a new experience. When everything feels okay, let's move on a few rounds of cat-cow. Exhale, rise. Any movements that you enjoy making to be curious this morning. Inhale, open. So I love to go through a little circular one, kind of like we started with. I'll roll my back up into cat, push ribs to the side, find cow, push ribs to the other side, and then roll back up. Let's take 2 more rounds of anything that feels wonderful in your body. Really intuitively moving here, being thoughtful and mindful with our movements so we know what we need. We linger when we feel we should. Last big round. Alrighty, in your time, let's experiment with a downward facing dog. Bring your back to neutral, tuck your toes, hover your knees just for a moment. Start to really breathe into your core, and when you're ready, lift your hips and push back. Head through elbows, chest to thighs, thighs to wall behind you. Definitely take a stroll here. Shift your hips, bend your knees. Breathing into all areas from the top of your head down towards the bottom of your heels. One more intuitive breath and then we'll come together for some movements as one. Next inhalation, rise both heels up and let them shift to the right side, but press your chest back towards your left knee. Little twist through the outer hip. Breathe back in, lift your heels, Both fall to the left side, chest is pushing straight back to right knee. Big breath in. Back to the center, heels rise, melting down behind us, energetically moving eyes and body forward into plank as you breathe in. Dropping knees, let's make space between our elbows for our chaturanga, dropping down slowly into the mat. And then either wipe your toes back or walk them far away. Beautiful. Let's bring hands down by our side bodies and just press a tiny bit through the palms. Start to squeeze buns, squeeze shoulder blades. If there's compression in your back, widen your feet. One more big breath. Chin is tucked, back of neck is long. Child's pose. Ease on back, but take a sway. Think of like a slow motion puppy dog tail with your tailbone swaying really big to the side. When you're ready, ease back into stillness, child's pose. Toes tuck, hips rise. Big breath to downward facing dog. Let's start with the left leg. Inhale, three-legged dog. Open your toes as wide as your webbing will go for energy through your extremities today. Bend heel to butt and keeping chest squared. Open your knee. Fan left knee open to the left side. Breathe into your left side body, stretching your ribs. Open, bring some lightness there. Right back to the center, re-extend, push away, and drop toes down. Right leg rises like you're ready, big inhalation. As you exhale, heel to buns, right knee fans open like a gigantic yawn. Keep chest squeezing towards your left knee. One more breath here. Coming on back to your three-legged dog, push away, and then land your toes. Looking up towards our thumbs, let's tiptoe forward. As many little pitter-patters as you can make. But every time you step forward, lift your thigh. Think of like a socket. We're gonna lift, that's great.
Yeah.
Next time, it's okay. Next time we'll go slowly and we're gonna pull our femur bones up into our hip sockets like a little plug. And then when you get to the top, I'll meet you there. Let's roll to the sky. Big, beautiful breath. Spreading feet wide, left to right. Hold on to left wrist and tip to the right. Now, same thing. Let's look around here. Look down, look up. Maybe reach to the right diagonal, just exploring into our low backs and side bodies. One more big breath in, softening hinge of jaw. Exhale, rise. Love those exhales to feel powerful. Tug on right wrist, breathe in. Whatever feels best for you. Spending another breath here. Using an exhalation whenever you're ready to re-rise. Hands will clasp behind our low back, right thumb on top to begin. Really send them far, and then toe heel like a little dance, or you can hop your feet together. Wrap knuckles around left side for a baby chair, just a little one to get us started. Spine long, left ear drops to left shoulder. Taking a moment to close our eyes if you feel safe doing so. Softening in our facial features. And releasing some of this bright light, texture, color, letting it go and coming within. Stay with left ear towards left shoulder, but tuck your chin a bit towards your left collarbone. If that feels good on the back of your neck. Reopen your eyes, coming back to center, stretch knuckles behind you, open your heart, and then interlace all knuckles the other way. So left thumb comes on top, around the right side we go. Baby chair, or maybe a big one if you're ready. Spine long, tuck right ear to right shoulder. Slipping eyes closed if that feels really nice. Just a nice vacation from all the stimulation that our eyes pick up. Keeping right ear towards right shoulder, but tuck your chin towards your right collarbone, just a smidge. Breathing into the back left side of your neck here. One more breath in. Eyes open, coming back to center, and so sweep arms skywards. Big chair this time, so whatever's comfy, you can keep feet just like you have them, or we find a queen chair. From here, sweep arms all the way forward, halfway fold, and let's just do some shoulder circles back and front. Spread fingers really wide, backs of hands pulled together behind us. Inhale, like you're gonna clap overhead. Try twice more like this, breathing into your thighs. This is where the heat may start to come in. So if we feel really toasty, we can open our mouth and exhale. One more big breath in. Big breath out, long and back of neck. We're wrinkle-free back there because our chins are tucked. Inhale, stand tall. Oh, that feels good. Exhale, release. Forward, fold. From here, left fingertips stay down. Left knee bends a lot. Right arm rises. Twisted, forward fold. And the fingertips are great. If you ever get tired in your wrists, you can use fists too. Those are very strong. One more big breath in. Releasing when you're ready. Right fingers or fists down. Right knee bends and our left arm rises skywards. We're gonna look skywards if it feels nice on our necks to cross and reach, connecting with our breath. Exhale, finding the floor, big forward fold. Shaking your head no. A nice shake no, like as in no time for tension. No thank you tension, please leave. So we're gonna nod yes. Yes to bringing joy, lightness, brightness, and a whimsical side to our practice today. Slowing your nodding so we don't get dizzy as we rise. And when you feel ready, fingertips slide up your toes, tops of feet, shins, just a little drag along our body. Nice to stay connected because sometimes you get a little woo after shaking your head. Right back down. Let's move on. From our forward fold, step your right toes way far back, as wide as it feels good for you. The late edge of foot swivels down for warrior two. So we're going to take a huge arm windmill. Yes, beautiful. Relaxing shoulders, flipping palms. Taking a little look left and right to see your fingers wiggle and stretch out our neck. And then when you're ready, reverse your warrior. Right arm falls, left arm rises. If you feel great here, add on that little tug. Hold your left wrist, looking down or up, depending on where it feels most open. One more big breath in. Keep stretching your bottom ribs open as well. And then come back to warrior two. Softly eye gaze over left fingertips. Beautiful. I always like palms up because it helps our shoulders roll back. Straightening left leg. Reaching out like a tug of war is winning on this left side. Softly land left palm. Inhale, right arm rises. So same thing here. Now that we've arrived in triangle, soften facial features and toes. And then if it feels very strong, adding on that little clasp of right palm, we can come out of it a bit. Yeah, that's nice. Good job. We're tugging it off to the left side. One more breath. Coming back to home base, warrior two. Well done. Let's round the corner. Frame left foot, right heel rises, and dropping into tabletop. Come on, back around. A one-rounded cat-cow to neutralize our spine. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, drop down. And when you're ready, ease back, downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa, so we never have to add this on. If you prefer just a chill out and down dog, please do. If you'd like to roll with me, let's roll our bodies on forward like a wave into our planks. Knees can always drop and we chaturanga with our knees lifted. And when you arrive, let's go lower locust this time. Wipe or step the toes back. We're making a little pillow with our hands, one on top of the other, and rest forward. Get comfy here, and then stretch your toes open left to right. Lift toes, knees and thighs. Try to keep lifting. We don't care much about height. We want to press away. Go as long as you can. And then just slowly open your legs, squeeze your outer thighs. Close your legs, squeeze inner thighs. We're going to go 3 more times. Exhale, inhale. Beautiful. Inhale. One more big breath. Soften face, relax jaw. Toes melt down like a feather, so soft. Hands by side body, press that child's pose. Give yourself that little tail wag in slow-mo. And tuck toes rising to dog on an inhalation whenever you feel ready. Stretch right leg somewhere new. Reach it to the sky. Maybe point or flex. Look at your right thumb tip and step in between your hands. Nice step, beautiful. Take a big twisted lunge here, right arm rises. Ooh, now go the other side. Twist your body, there you go. I got you. Twisting your ribs in towards your thigh. From here, eye gaze down, right arm falls, and I'm gonna turn to you in a sec, don't worry, but we're gonna windmill the arms. Left fleet edge of foot comes down, windmilling into our other side. Yes, ma'am. Warrior two. Nice. Palms up. Just take a peek around here. Thinking about stretching in our necks. We don't have to look for anything in particular, just moving and breathing, feeling good. Lovely. One more big breath in. Settling deeply. Reverse warrior. Left arm down, right arm up. So I'm going to look at my back toes for this one and see if I can stretch a bit deeper. I'm going to look up towards my right fingertips and see if I can lift the back side. Low side is always tough. May want to grab your right wrist for a little extra here. Just a breath, no worries. I know this is an intense one. Back to warrior two when we're ready for a big right knee, pull it up in towards your thigh. Give a little hug and extend over to the right side. Triangle pose, right arm falls. Left arm helps you float skywards. Asking yourself, where can we let go? Optionally, tugging on that left wrist for a huge triangle stretch. Yes, good work. Love how you're cutting your hips back, squeezing through the inner thighs, and soften back to warrior two. Just for a breath, feel floaty like seaweed. Eye gaze down, windmill the arms to frame right foot as your back heel rises. We're gonna push back again. Tabletop. Exhale, rounding into angry cat. Inhale, rolling into cow. When your spine feels okay after that strength, tuck your toes, rise your hips. Take a wiggle or two. I always say a little wiggle never hurts us. So just shimmy around, try to release tension and have fun. Left leg rises. Big, beautiful breath in. Push it away, lift it somewhere new. Feel really good. Then look towards your left thumb and step right next to it. Hips get heavy. Beautiful. Left arm rises. We're twisting ribs towards the left thigh. Well done. Big stretch, you got it. Pulling top of head away from tail. Release top fingertips when you're ready. Then step forward. Finally made it back to forward fold. Let's take a little sway like we started with. Think about your nose twisting towards your right heel and your left heel. Right heel and left heel. Now, as long as you're not getting dizzy, we're going to try to rise like this. Rising just one little inch, one little vertebra at a time. Rolling all the way up sometime here. I always say the last one up is the winner because we get the most final massage. Arms elevate, big breath in. Collect yourself if you feel a little ooh again. And when you're ready, release to forward fold. Stay here for a moment. Coming forward with our fingers, either our tennis ball squeezing fingers or flat palms. If you'd like me to grab your blocks, I will. You look great. I don't think you need them. Right leg steps behind you. Yes, and then elevate that right leg for supported warrior three. Alrighty then, keeping neck long. I like where your eyes are looking, like you're gonna fall in your under your knees. Keep them there. Bend your left knee softly, your standing leg. Little bend and a little straighten. Breathe in and out. I recommend the out as you straighten your leg with a big push through your left glute. Inhale. Exhale. One more, big breath in. Big breath out. Wonderful job. Now take a peek back towards your right toes and step back as far as you can. Bend that left knee last time, I promise. Find that lunge and roll hands to the sky. Big high lunge. All right, I love this one. Right hand comes back to try to grab that right thigh. And if you feel really wiggly, widen feet. Lifting left arm skywards. Exalting your arms open. Take a big breath in. One more. Coming up with both hands, keeping that lunge by scissoring thighs together. One more side bend, holding right wrist. Tip over to your left side. If you don't love this wrist hug anymore, we can always drop our arms wherever it makes us happy. Inhale, everything releases to the sky. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Ooh, felt like I was on a rocking boat on that one. Take your downward facing dog right away unless you enjoy another table. We Vinyasa as an option. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Slowly as you can to build up the back of arm strength. Toes, knees, and thighs white back and rise. Hands rise this time, but we're gonna squeeze our shoulder blades together, the full locust. Nice. Love the eyes, keeping your neck really long. One more big breath and squeeze back. Press toes away from shoulders. Exhale, release. Push back to child's pose. Right to dog. You know you can stay if you need it. Big inhalation. Right leg rises on your next in-breath. Looking where we're landing, find that right thumb tip, step all the way through. Finding your foundation wide and strong. Inhale, arms rise. As soon as we get to the top, let's wiggle our ribs away from our hips. Well done. Left hand finds left back thigh. Right arm rises, exalting our arms open here. And then I always think it's fun to wiggle top fingers. Try to wiggle right toes. No tension where we don't need it. Both arms rise. Inhale. Hold your left wrist, squeeze in our thighs, and then tip to the right side. Looking down maybe, looking up, adding that element of danger as we move our eyes. So fun. One more big breath. Inhaling, arms skywards. Release, fingertips frame out the right foot and step forward. Take a deep forward fold. We're gonna go for a wrist stretch again. So gorilla pose. Palms can come under balls of feet. Or for a funky version, yeah, so you're super bendy. You can flip your palms to face down, fingers face toes. This is weird. But we're gonna step on the backs of our hands just for an option. You don't have to love it. You can certainly go back to the other one, but I always like to offer the weird ways. Relaxing your head. Shake away anything that you no longer need. And when you're ready, unclasp your gorilla. Step your feet as wide as your mat, left, right. Toes may even hang off for a little yogi squat. Start to sink down through your buns. I always like a little bit of a sway side to side to see where you're fitting in. Kind of like getting that little puzzle piece to fit in perfectly. And stop where it feels good. Elbows, hands to the inner thighs, just a little push open. As we're here, we're gonna pull our pelvic floor up and in. So I like to think about literally gathering it and holding it. All the good energy in, big breath. Exhale, forward fold. Roll to the sky, big inhalation, extended mountain. We can tell heel step or hop. I love a little hop. One more round here, big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, float back down to fold, and then we'll take our left leg back for that supported warrior three. So I always like to move fingertips a bit more forward. Fists, fingertips or palms. Left leg extends behind us. Supported warrior three. Beautiful. Nice high lift. Cool. Let's bend our right knee. Inhale. Exhale, press it to straight. Inhaling. Really using the power of our breath here to stay present. And our breath sustains us, makes us much stronger if we work with it. Big breath in. Big breath out. Take a peek at your left toes. Bend your right knee one last time and then step it all the way back into this big old lunge. Arms rise. Finding that energetic scissoring of our inner thighs for our last side bend today. Well, standing side bend. Lift and lengthen, tugging on the left wrist. Come all the way over. Maybe look down, maybe look up. That's fun, that's challenging. One more big breath in. Rolling back to the center and release. Fingertips frame, right foot press back, downward facing dog. Let's take a little wiggle or a shimmy to release our body. And our final vinyasa for today, rolling forward, inhale. Exhaling, chaturanga. When we get to the ground, lengthen as much as possible, toes back. And take your arms like a goalpost this time. Palms face flat, but we're gonna squeeze these goalpost arms. Squeeze shoulder blades together, backs of hands coming skyward. Now let's use all 5 toenails. So we're gonna press down even through our baby toes, energizing our legs so our knees and thighs rise. Uplifting our upper half, low half stays connected, and just peek out under your left armpit or left elbow. Nice, seesaw the other way. Eyes down, peek out under your right elbow. Now let's connect this with breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, seesaw left. Inhale, center. Seesaw right. One more each way. Staying connected through all 10 toenails, really anchoring the low half to boost the upper half. Right side. Down we go. Hands under shoulders. Woo, that's hard on the shoulders. Press back, child's pose, but really extend this time. Pawing at the ground overhead, really reaching fingertips away. Stretching out everything you just strengthened. One more big breath in here. And when you're ready, we're rising to our shins to stretch out our front body again. So getting comfy here. If you'd like to roll the mat up if it's uncomfortable on your ankles or knees. Bringing fingertips behind you when you're ready. And then just staying connected, buns to heels, but lifting your chest. Looking up towards the sky. Left hand moves about off to that left diagonal, just a foot or so back, and reach up with your right arm. Eye gaze up or down, wherever your neck feels healthy and happy. Right arm down, same thing. We're gonna move it out a smidge and then lift the left arm. Big breath up and down. Sending left fingertips like they're getting little fireworks shooting out the tips of them. Fingers come down behind you. Reach forward, hands on your thighs, and scoop your hips up. So we're gonna stay hips right over knees, just for 2 little hinges. Palms come to heart center. Shimmy shoulders down low. You can tuck toes for little breaks, or you can keep them flat. You choose. We're hinging straight back, so buns still stay right on top of knees. We're gonna make this big straight line. Hinge, inhale, exhale, rise. Try that one more time, big breath in. Big breath out. Our last hinge, we're gonna hold it. Let's tuck chin towards chest. We have this long line, top through tail. Stay for 4 seconds. Soften something, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Hips down towards our heels. Feeling that for a moment. Close knees and ankles together. Last time, fingers back, we're gonna lift. Try to lift our buns off of our heels. So big squeeze through the quads again. Eye gaze can look up, chin can stay tucked. Soften through your cheeks. All 4 corners of your eyes, your brows, and your forehead. Big breath. Hips reconnect. Ah, well done. Just maybe a little rough for our thighs there. We're gonna shift our hips to the left so that both of our knees face the left. 90-degree knees. Buns down, knees left, yes. And then legs split apart. Beautiful. Yeah, perfect. And we're gonna twist around towards our right foot here. So however you like your hands, I'm just gonna swivel. Yeah, I love that little cross. I'll do the same. Big breath in. Big breath out. Coming around towards the left knee, trying to stay connected with our glutes here, twisting around the left knee and falling to any degree. That feels nice here to stretch out our low backs. Rising back up, left hand behind, we're lifting hips again. So we're gonna squeeze the buns to open the front hips. Pressing through legs, yes, and then stretch the right fingers skywards, beautiful. Let's stretch our shoulders a bit by bringing hand behind your skull. Press your elbow away from your heart and lean your head back into your palm. Think about this like lying on a beach towel in the sunshine. Big breath in. Sigh of exhalation as we release our hips. Hands down, knees rise. You may take a few little wipes if you feel like you need it to swish out your hips, or you can just fall right to the right side, whatever feels best. Once we're adjusted, no flesh stuck under our sit bones, we're gonna take a little twist to the left toes. Beautiful. Just thinking about wringing out your belly like a dishcloth. Really tighten the navel here, twisting around. I love to think about massaging the internal organs. Coming back towards our right knee, twist around that corner, belly towards the knee, and then come down as much as it feels good. But we're gonna try to stay connected in this left cheek. That way we can lengthen. Left sits bone anchoring back down if it rose, and then top of head tugging away from that. Hands back behind, right hand will stay. We're gonna squeeze our buns to scoop hips skywards, spiraling lift, left arm right to the sky. Really open your fingertips. Hand behind your skull if this feels nice for your shoulder, and then push your left elbow away. Press back, head into hand. All right, we're gonna go a little bigger. Let's drop the hips. You can swish if you want. You can just switch sides, but once we get to the left, we're gonna send our right leg straight. Big toe down, heel lifted. Same spiral lift, but we're gonna get a little bigger this time. You decide where you like your hand. I like to do the wave, so I'll go like around the corner. See if it feels nice on my shoulder. Maybe pull back for one more breath. Release when you're ready. Windshield wipe if it would feel good, or join me right in the right side. Left big toe extends. We're going to try to lift that heel. Beautiful. Lift up. Squeeze your buns. Eye gaze in a new place, just explore. Big breath in to finish. Breath out as you settle your hips down. Bring knees into the midline, feet flat. And scoop so that you don't feel like your tail is having any flesh stuck under it, or you can gently lift and move that flesh out of the way. Holding on to our shins here, lifting chest in between the thighs. And then exhale, round your back, pull away. You can also hold your thighs, whatever feels best. Inhale, forward for a cow. Back for an angry cat. One more time, a few more twists once we rinse our spine really well here. Exhale. Alrighty, let's bring big toes together. Left arm right around the shins, right hand behind us to lift our bodies, and then twist over right shoulder. You don't need this right hand behind you. Feel free to wrap it around your low back. Using a bit more core if we don't use our right hand as a kickstand. Back to the center, opposite arm hugs. Left hand definitely boosts us up to start. Navel engages, soft eye gaze swivel. Consider maybe wrapping left hand around low back. Give you a little shoulder release there too. When you're ready, come on back. We're widening our legs a little bit by a little bit. So this is called turtle pose. I'll show you from the side. Once you get your feet wide, let's take one hand in front, one hand in back, and scoot your buns back. So this will give us a hip crease that we can fold over. All right, your feet look perfect. So in turtle, we try to keep our toes flat and bring your hands inside here. So once I get there, I usually do kind of walk my hips back a little bit more. Think about lifting chest. And as you exhale, soften to the best of your ability. If this feels nice and you're not needing your hands as kickstands, we're going to thread the left behind the left heel, thread the right behind the right heel. So for our visual, we have like our little turtle head is our head. Our shell is our big rounded back. We have our feet as our front turtle toes, and our hands are our back turtle toes. We've created this cute little animal. Big breath in. Full breath out. Send your tailbone back a smidge, and there's your turtle tail for this last cycle of breath. On your exhalation, unthread one hand and the other. Use it to help you back. All right, bring soles of feet together. Woohoo! And if it feels too intense for your hips or your thighs, you're welcome to hug. But if this feels nice, making either a diamond or stay close, whatever's best for you. We're gonna bring right hand behind, and then left fingers, if you like the thigh, they'll face down. If you like the knee, they'll face out. Yeah, and we're gonna twist to the right, but push down on this left thigh. Oh, so nice. Yeah, really pushing your left knee away from your midline as you breathe and lengthen your crown. Exhale, swivel a bit more deeply. One more invitation to twist more deeply if it feels good in your body. Coming back to center, soft exhalation. That's a big one. So just kind of let that one sit for a second, and when you're ready, we will move on. Left hand behind, right thigh, we go fingers down or knee fingers out. Great. Lift with the left hand, swivel with the left eyes, and then press your right knee away from the midline. One or two big breaths in here, whatever you'd enjoy. I'm gonna go for one more. If you like it, stay with me here. And then letting everything sort itself back out. Once we exhale and wind. Very nice. Knees together, legs wide for our last little fold here. So whenever I get my legs wide, I like to try to see if I can help them out anymore. Not forcing, just kind of seeing where they want to go. And then two little tricks. We're going to use our hips in the same way. So let's do one hand in front, one hand in back, lift, and then try to scoot your tail back. So you have this little hip crease to fold over. Beautiful. And then we take the flesh in our thighs and just kind of scoot it back a little if it's not already there. That way it doesn't get stuck. All right. Once you have arrived, take a big breath up and in. And then exhale, forward fold, just maybe 6 inches. Just reaching a bit more forward and starting to breathe into our inner thighs here. Flexing or pointing toes as long as they're energized. Open the webbing of your fingers and shoot those little fireworks out again. And pull shoulders down from your earlobes. One more little 6-inch stretch forward. We're almost done with a flat back. And relax. in a sec. Try to breathe in. And as you exhale, fingers float down to anywhere. Now you can soften your back if it feels nice. Keep it flat if it feels bad. Ease on in. Hey. Turn your palms towards the sky. Yes, that'll help your collarbones widen and open your chest. As you exhale the next 2 times, start to see tension dripping off your chin, your nose, your eyelashes, and your earlobes. Smoothing any lines of focus and concentration on our faces. Easing out stress. One more big breath in here. This is completely optional. If you want to get a bit more deep into this posture, we can rise, one hand in front, one hand in back again, and we just lift our hips up and scoot them forward. So if you want, and we go 3 times if you can. So we go up, scoot, little. Oh yeah, up, scoot. I don't know if I have another one in me. Okay, that's it. And then we just stay here because chances are it feels pretty intense. Hip creases in your thumbs. Stay for a second, try to soften, maybe eyes coming back with it. Relax shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingers. All right, feeling pretty stretched out, I hope. We're gonna work on our balances. When you're ready, I usually have to help my legs back in. They might feel quite stuck. And so when you can, bring them into staff pose, legs forward. You're easy. Okay, good. Big breath in. Fold forward. One more big stretch for the hamstring. Bend your knees when you're ready, finding forward fold. Anyway, if you want to turn the corner or just rock on up to standing, let's get this balance on. Rolling to rise. Had a few calm movements, so we'll finish with some fun. Now stretch forward here. We're going to use a little baby push through our back body. So I think about putting fists into small back. You can do hands to buns. Just trying to stretch what we've just holding so much. Big breath. Full breath out. Tuck chin to chest. Re-rise. Right hands to heart center. Left knee into heart. Big breath in. And try to get hips on a really steady plane here. Let's push left toes forward. Beautiful, rebend. Out to the side, and it's totally fine if we tap the floor too. Staying lifted. Knee and push back. Squeeze through the bottom of your buns. Really lengthen as the chest stays lifted. One more time, arms overhead this time, left knee. Extend forward. Knee. Out to the side, stay lifted in the right ribs. Good, squeeze, inhale. Right back behind us. Good, good. Wiggles. We make those a part of our dance. One more big breath in. As you extend forward this time, reach fingertips back behind you for a little back bend. I challenge you. It's okay. We come right back when we can. Take eyes skywards. Big breath in. As you exhale, shifting to airplane. Toes behind us this time. Fingers follow. Left thigh and chest comes parallel to the ground. One long breath in here, no turbulence, floating in a cloudless sky. Right back to the center, palms of heart center, left knee rises, and we release. Nice, so we get a little happy dance in here, especially that standing leg. Woo. Always like to roll the toes over. Oh, okay, so when it all feels good, we're ready to move on. Right knee, big breath out. Connection at the breath as we exhale. Send it forward, eyes down if you're feeling really wobbly. Forward for the challenge, yep. And up for a bigger challenge. Good, rebend. Side we go. Stay lifted. Inhale, squeeze back. Same thing with the legs, but we're just gonna extend our arms to a more challenging place. Exhale, in as you lift. Out as you stretch. Inhale, right on back. Last round, thank goodness. Now let go of your left toes, soften your jaw. Inhale, rise. Arms can be anywhere you feel really great. Extend forward, but then lean back a little bit. Just think about lifting heart to sky, eyes to sky. As you exhale, shift back, airplane pose. Right toes behind you, fingers reaching to toes. And I know it's tough, but as square as we can get in our hips and our chest. Big breath. Exhale, we rise one more through this knee lift. Exhale, and we celebrate. The wiggle, the happy dance, and that's done. We'll let that left toe come under. Moving on for one more round of balances. Arms rise. Right knee, we're gonna bend and heel to butt. Just right hand or both if you like that. Knees look great right together, and then we're just gonna tuck under with our pelvis. So a little scoop, a little squeeze of the right cheek. Start to kick into that right leg. Kick, kick. Oh, try to straighten it and feel the stretch move over your kneecap. Yep, sometimes it escapes. Now, once we feel steady, we tell ourselves, don't worry about that. It's all part of the dance. I am balanced. Lifting left arm if you can always go to the wall. That you'll be really stellar on the other side though. That's what usually happens to me. Beautiful. If we can, left arm skywards. Squeeze belly in, inner thighs together, and just a tiny tip to the right. Breath back into center. Well done. Release. You read my mind. Shake everything out. Right knee bends. Oh, excuse me. Left knee bends. Left heel to butt. One hand or two. Let's make those little minor adjustments. Tuck tail under. Squeeze from your left cheek up. You feel great. Right arm rises. Great job keeping your drishti, your eye gaze, your focus down. Connect with breath. Tell yourself, no matter what's happening, I am balanced. Tip over to the left, maybe, if we're feeling daring. Back into the center, and yes, ma'am, you read my mind. Shake it out, big breath in. Trying a yogi squat to get to the floor. So I like a few different kinds. We've done the wide one. You might want to do toes together, knees wide, or tiptoe stand. So it could look like this. We're going to try to keep arms up if we can. One version of yogi squat. Another version, heels lifted, toes together, and knees together. Whatever feels good. Nice tiptoe stand. All right, reach fingers forward, reach to me. Yes, shoulders back and down. Shift your hips back, but your chest comes forward to try to sit. If we can pause in the heels, great. So I'll stretch out our Achilles. Uh-oh. Going down. So come on down when you're ready. Slow, slow.
Yeah.
Yes. Proud of you. Hold the back of your thighs again. Walk so that flesh isn't stuck under your tail. Just make sure you have room behind you. We're going to roll on down. One vertebrae at a time here. You stay where you are. I'm going to turn off those lights that are in your eyes. Get some really nice stretches. Ooh, good slow pace. All right, you hug your knees into your chest, take a little roll side to side. Oh, my favorite part after the balancing, get to massage your spine. Oh, good for you, nice. And then I like to make circles with my knees. Little rock left to right, and then make a big circle in one direction. I usually find like a little pocket of tenderness on one side or the other, and then if you find that, you're welcome to stay there. Just gonna roll around. Invite it to lessen or leave. Switch directions if you feel good with that circle. Take another couple on the opposite way. Okay. Let's go recline, cow face. When you're feeling good, crossing left knee over the right, so your knees are stacking. We can hold anywhere from outer knees all the way to outer blade edges of feet. Yes, with opposite hands. You got it. And now flex your feet really strong, like you're pulling your toes back towards your shins. Beautiful. Okay, relax shoulders. Soften jaw, tuck chin to chest, lengthen back neck. And we're going to squeeze our knees in towards our belly. Really squeeze them in like a crunch so you feel, hopefully, your outer left thigh into your left glute. Keep on squeezing your heels down towards each of your cheeks. And we're going to take 2 breaths in here. Recline, cow face. One more big breath. Letting go on that final exhalation of both feet. Bring your knees up towards your armpits. And let's lift our heels to step on top of knees for happy baby. Yes. Nice grab. Okay, so I love how you have the blade edges of your feet, and then you can use your thumb to pull down on all your little toes. Oh, that's so good. Now, as you pull down on your toes and stretch the bottom of your feet, give a little action back with your toes. Push your toes back in to your thumb. Then I like to go the other way. So nice. Softly spreading your back, ribs really wide, shoulder blades wide, tail long. Try to press the tip of your tailbone down. And then when you're done with your toe stretch, send your left leg out, much as it likes for half straddle. Yeah. Keeping that half happy baby in the other foot. You can also pull your right big toe in towards your nose, hugging the inner shin towards your chest. Rocking is always encouraged, feels nice on the spine. Back to happy baby on both, but envision this time that your knees are nestled down next to your ribs, seeing a super deep expression of this hip opener. Right leg may like to come open, that's good, and half straddle, beautiful. Left leg stays in happy baby, or you can pull that inner shin towards your chest. I love to do that because then you can rock around a little bit. Softening face, one more cycle of breath here. Back into happy baby, and we'll come back to this in a second. We're gonna crisscross right knee over left for the opposite side of cow face. Thighs cross, knees stack, yep, and then we flex our toes back towards our shins. Nice. Let's melt. Think like honey melting over a biscuit in your back, really heavy and soft. Then pull your heels down towards your cheeks and crunch with the power of your belly, your knees in towards your chest. Breathe through the outer right hip and leg. Big breath in here. Full exhalation, taking as much time as possible. And since we have this great crunch on, maybe an extra puff out at the bottom, really expelling any old air. Knees open to armpits, and option for the whole straddle. So both legs straighten, holding anywhere from inner thighs, or you could even do peace fingers around big toes. I like inner thighs personally because then you can just check in and see how you feel if you drop your heels towards bottom of the mat, see if you like them better up top or anywhere in between. Yes. Thinking of heaviness for the outer hip, softening and melting down here. Lightness, open, bright, and airy through the inner thighs. Let's crisscross again, but equal legs this time. So left leg over, you're welcome to double wrap toes around the right calf. Tap toes down before you get super settled, and then shift your hips to the left. So we can let our knees fall to the right. I really ask that we ground in some way. So there's options here. We can just ground our shoulder girdle, pressing both blades down, and then knees can float. Or you can ground your knees all the way to the right and let your left shoulder float. Want to maintain some sort of a connection. Eye gaze looking towards left fingertips. This is a beautiful song. I am a perfect being of light. One more breath in here. And as you start to exhale, take eyes back to the sky. If you get tender in your low back at all, uncross your legs, turn to fetal and rise as one. Or use that exhalation to squeeze through your left obliques and bring knees back. Nice. Let's shift hips back under shoulders and do a little switcheroo here. Right leg over, single or double wrap. Left toe definitely taps down. We want to scooch our hips to the right so that as our knees fall left, our hips are right under our shoulders and our spine is really long. So we're planting something, maybe all of the above. Either shoulders or hips are feeling grounded. Deepening our root system, being really confident, trustworthy, stable, and grounded. And then everything that's away from the earth, breathe lightness and brightness into it. Eye gaze moves off to the right side. Soft stretch and breath through your neck. Let's go for one more really slow breath in here and see if we can begin a longer exhalation than our inhalation. I gaze back to the ceiling as you inhale, using that exhale to powerfully squeeze back to the center or turn to fetal and rolls one unit. Uncrossing legs, bringing knees back into chest, no hands this time. Just roll around on your low back, massaging and releasing your twist. And let's reverse the blood flow here. So we're gonna take toes to sky. So a simple waterfall can be great. We could stay right here. We can bring hands under our buns and get a little momentum rocking up, lifting toes to sky for shoulder stand. If you lift your buns, keep eyes right towards the sky at all times. We can come up so far that we walk our hands under our low back and elbows in, trying to bring hips over shoulders. Or alternatively, I like to drop toes down behind the head, plow those. They might not touch the floor, they might. Whenever you get your knees over your nose, we're gonna press the backs of our knees sideways. Stay right where you are. All right, beautiful. So I love how your hands are positioned. Squeeze your elbows in towards one another for a very strong base. Optionally, you can reach fingers overhead and tuck them underneath your toes. And we're gonna try for 2 breaths in here, but since we're both in plow, we'll take a little core challenge on the way out. Taking another big breath in and out. All right, let's flatten our palms along the mat, and as we slowly let the legs come out of plow, see if you can trail your toes right over your face and come down to the mat, straight and strong in the legs as slowly as you possibly can using your core. Stretching toes towards the sky and then slowly, slowly bringing them all the way down until you feel your low back threatening to arch. We're just gonna hold in this really long lever extension, stay for 4 seconds, good breathing. 2 seconds, and 1 knees bend into chest. Feet step as wide as your mat, left, right, and your knees steeple together to relax your back. Yep, knees together and feet wide. So just bring your feet left to right, super wide, and then knees come, yes. Look over your left shoulder for a little neck stretch. Stay right where you are, breathing in here. I love a good steepling after a big back stretch because it allows your back to spread like that honey again. Eye gaze looks over your right shoulder, little neck stretch. Eye gaze comes back to the sky, and if you want to windshield wipe your knees, if you need any extra hugs or any extra twists, if there's anything in the whole world that you're craving, please take it. If you'd like to get comfy with a jacket or socks, you have it. Oh, you didn't wear socks, that's right. Anything that you need to get comfy before our little tiny Shavasana today. So revisiting that really clearing breath. Let's just take 1. Of course, you're welcome to take more, but at least 1 in through the nose. And then open mouth exhalation. Resting here and working on the out breath, continuing to be, just for our Shavasana, longer than the in. We worked hard, so now we get to begin tapping into parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. And as we lengthen the exhalation, we invite in that sense of calm. So just take a notice here as you breathe in, whatever's super comfy for you, not forcing anything. If your breath is 3 seconds in, make the out 4 or 5. If it's 4 or 5 seconds in, make the out 5 or 6, just a slight bit longer. And something I love to practice, so it's one of our back pocket tools in case we ever get stressed during the day, is straw breathing. So during that exhalation, just a tiny purse of your lips, not like a whistle, just a little purse like you're sipping in a straw. Breathing your exhale out through that little straw mouth. And then just returning to normal breathing, any counts, whatever feels really nice for you to float top half of body a little bit further from the floor, feeling very inspired, open, spacious, and light. Each exhalation allows you to leave a heavy imprint here in the mat today, leaving behind your tension, frustrations, worries, doubts. One more like that, feeling really light, almost like you could float up off the mat. And exhaling into the safety, the comfort of our mat, knowing it's always here for us, and it will infinitely support us. We don't get much time to practice together on Friday mornings, so I do not want to rush it. I want you to stay as long as your heart desires. Ideally, I would like at least 3 to 5 more minutes in a Shavasana, but you don't have to take it here. You can always take it at home, or just breathe and steady your mind. Focus on being present as you drive home. But you are welcome to stay. I'm in no rush to leave. To honor your time, though, I do want to let you know that it is 10:30, so if you do need to go, we'll start just a tiny bit of movement in extremities. Toes, fingers, ankles, wrists, yeah. Maybe getting a few snaps, crackles, and pops in. And then stretch up and overhead. Good morning, rising and shining, really lifting and lengthening. Let your belly rise. Open your low back. And then curl back into that tiny ball of energy. But we're going to like hug it in so tight that it feels like we've sent every cell in our body a happy, smiley message. And then either rolling to your side, fetal position. Traditionally the right side, so that you can let your heart hang heavy, kind of like it's hammocking down and taking a load off. But whenever you roll, it's just whatever side speaks to you. No rules. Right hand or left hand would help you up. I use my left hand there, coming to seated. And anyway, so I always like to sit on my shins. I'll roll around the corner here. I love toes pose. A great way to start or end a class. If you ever wanted to do this, just make sure your little toe, baby toe, is tucked under there. And then we kiss ankle bones and inner thighs together. Bringing a gesture of gratitude, our palms towards our heart center. Feel like you're lifting from the back of your ears and the back of your ribs through today. So confident posture. Feels very connected to breath this way. Chin tucks towards chest. And one of my favorite mantras to end class with is peace begins with me. Knowing we have that straw breathing, we have our posture, we have our I am balanced mantra, all of these great tools to carry us through today, happily and confidently. Let's breathe in that mantra, peace begins with me. And breathe out that mantra, peace begins with me. My light honors yours. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you through today's yoga practice, and thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.